So welcome to a little tour of our microgreens setup to help show how we grow the microgreens for your establishment. So here in this row, we can see the most advanced microgreens that are ready for harvest. At this stage, we would normally harvest it. We try to time them so that they are harvestable on the day that we deliver them to you, and we are harvesting on that day specifically, if not the day before, but we really try to aim for the freshest, so that would be the morning of your delivery. And there are some broccoli greens, really nice and luscious and just yummy. We can show you from germination what this looks like. At the same time, we're also growing things for our actual farm. These are leeks just about to, they're not grown for microgreens, but just germinating. And some micro basil that we're growing for the Comus Inn. Snap peas are growing for our farm, not quite germinated. Some micro basil that are germinated but are very spotty. So as you can see, you can tell we are experimenting to see how dense we should be sowing the seeds. So here's a 10-gram seed sown, and this one is just sprinkled, and it's not as thick as this one, but they're grown. These ones will grow fabulously if grown into plant size. We also are trying to get cilantro to germinate, to have a micro cilantro, and radishes, watermelon radishes. These are fall, to be grown out to full size for Padomac farm. Below you'll see some of our more farmy things: spinach, broccoli, cauliflower, and radishes. That would be for our own farm consumption. And then we have our kale. I love this kale as a microgreen. This is called red Russian kale, and it's not showing well up on my camera as it is in real life, but there is a tinge, and you'll notice it in trying to show it to the light. You'll notice it when you are harvesting your boxes. It's not really showing up as much as I wanted, but the stems are a little purple in tinge, not very purple like kohlrabi, but just a light tinge, which gives it the name red Russian kale. And more basil, more watermelon radish, which is now germinated. And this is tulsi, which makes a fabulous tea. Malabar spinach and New Zealand spinach, which are summer greens. And these are red cabbage, agnostic for some reason, but supposedly grown. This is our first time growing this. That's why we're experimenting with it. We want to have a nice red color, offering more than just the Rambo radishes. So to see if you all might want to try it, these are mustard, and the Rambo radish is already sprouted, as you can see here. These fuzzy things are not mold. These are mycorrhizal fungi, which help promote plant growth. 80% of fungi in the soil are actually beneficial, and so if we see a spot of fungi that's not, we spray it down, or we toss the whole thing for sure. But if we see just like, oh my gosh, there's a possibility that this is a bit of a spot where we don't see germination, for instance here, but we see this fungal growth, we will spray it down, because we just want to make sure that everything is sanitary, sprayed down with hydrogen peroxide, is what I'm saying, which is an organic means that's sanitary and that dissipates. And so people are not eating hydrogen peroxide when we serve them to you. In about 12 hours, that spray becomes water. So it's H2O2 becomes H2O. These look like beans to me, but as to why they're being grown, I do not know, as it is late in the season for beans, but my husband is in charge of the farm. I'm so excited for these guys. So you can see the Padomac root crops are growing here. Purple kohlrabi. These are going to be grown to full size. There's a little red wriggler, Eisenia fetida worm there. Starburst and Bora radish, all purple daikon radish varieties, more micro basil. Nah, almost on the brink of germination. A basil that's gone bad. So this one I'm studying, and my husband believes it's a lack of nutrition in the soil, because this basil just became yellow. So there are things, and now we're taking note, as you'll see in the graphic that accompanies this video, of all the soil mixtures that we're using. So I'll tell you, this is too soaked, but it is sprouting. I'm gonna get this out. This needs to be dried off. This is too soggy for me, but it's doing its trick. We see germination on day 2 or day 3 of sunflowers. Sunflowers are one of the best, meatiest microgreen seed. This is celery on coconut coir and peat moss, not a mix that I would like to use again. A bought mix, and basil. Very slow to germinate, this basil. I've been looking at it for so long. Rambo radish coming along here. This gives the nice pop and color and spice to your sandwiches, soups, and dishes. And below, this is for my own experiment, kale, Swiss chard, and lettuce. Lettuce is actually here, but this is a different plot, research plot that I have going on. More micro basil. We can comb us in. You can see, Chef JR, we are working on that micro basil for you. So that being said, just wanted to snappies, show you what's coming down the pipeline for you all, and get you excited on this upcoming month's growth here at Bethany Farm.